stepped in the ring, firelight in my eyes. Cold steel ready, no room for goodbyes. Broken dreams on a rusted old trail. Dust in my boots, I ain't here to fail. Hearts racing wild, breath hanging thin. One wrong step and it's back to where you've been. The stakes are high, no second chance. You ride or you fall, this life ain't a dance. There ain't no saving, no safe ground. Just crack those spores and battlegrounds. Lord, every stumble carves a name. Light that torch and stake your claim. Lord, no rest for the wicked. Ride hard or lay low. There ain't no checkpoint down that road. Hold your steel, let the fire rise in your chest. One shot, one life. Now fight like the best. Fade to black, nah, I ride again. Scars on my soul and a storm in the wind. Ghosts of the past try to take their toll, but I saddle up strong with a burning soul. Thunder rolls in the heat of the fight. Cold sweat grips when it cuts just right. You're done, says fate, but I ain't through. Cause I was born to lose and still ride true. Rise from dust to flame. Through blood and blame. In the still we forge our name. In pain, in flame. Lord, ain't no saving, no safe ground. Just crack those spurs and battlegrounds. Lord, every stumble carves a name. In pain, in flame. No rest for the wicked. Ride hard or lay low. There ain't no checkpoint down that road. Hold your steel, let the fire rise in your chest. One shot, one life. Now fight
I like the best. Rest. What's up, guys? No peace, just glory or grief. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Brian, if you happen to be new around here. Today, we have the No Rest for the Wicked Inside ETA roughly about 30 minutes from now, maybe a little bit less. And I'm going to be hanging out with you guys. We're going to do a live reaction. I am hoping that we see patch notes. And I also have the prediction in which that if I'm wrong, I will gift out 5 Manals, that's the new name, to the channel. So the prediction ends up being, for those of you who are curious and maybe haven't seen the video too, I think the update is this week. I think Thursday is the most likely culprit for the Breach Refined. And then from there, it's barreling forward into the No Rest for the Wicked co-op update, which right now I would start to estimate roughly maybe around late August, early September or mid-September timeframe. As we'll break it down, we'll keep deciphering the code that Thomas and the team continue to deliver. Thank you guys so much for being here with me live. At the start, we were already like 10 likes into the stream, and we really, you know, who knows? We'll see how it goes. But I want to say thanks to Trip for being here, Diesel, Ferg, Castiel. Hey, all right. Wicked Builds is in the chat. Himushu, and then we got Dragonoff, the Celestial, Shafram, and Caesar, and Shokunuk Zone. Probably butchered so many of y'all's names, but thanks so much for coming in and hanging out with me live. If you guys have any questions, feel free. If I end up missing a question, you can always tag at Ginger Prime in the chat for that to show up. But all that being said, we're going to just be hanging out. I'm really looking forward to the update. The number one question I keep getting And so hopefully just to help alleviate anybody who also shares this in this question is this update going to coincide with a wipe? And Thomas has said that they hope that the only wipe they have to do after, the breach is 1.0, meaning the full release of the game, meaning definitely not this year. So just know if that's something you're like, well, are my characters, I'm going to have to start over with the breach refined? No, you will not. And I think that is really good. In fact, if they can keep to that and not do any wipes until the full release, I think that ends up giving a lot of people, plenty of bandwidth to go in and dive in. Can you show how many hours I've played in Wicked? Let's pull it up. Let's see here. Ooh, Enshrouded update today. Currently at 220. I've been meaning to put out a review. and with everything just going on in my life, I just I need to sit down. 1,000 hours with Wicked builds, dude. Now, I would say though, I think if anything, if we want to go off of this, we're going to just make up an equation here on the spot. I think it would be, I propose to the community that the number of kids you have act as a multiplier to your hours. So being that I've got 6 kids, I'm a math major, but I still got to use a calculator from time to time. 6 times 220. That's, is that the equivalent? What do y'all think? I'd love to know. One of the things that we talked about in last night's live stream, and people were like, man, with 1 kid, I can barely imagine playing video games. Yeah. That's really where cloud gaming comes in. The fact that this runs on GeForce Now. I put more than 220 of those out, probably about 180 of those hours are on my handheld through GeForce Now. And then the rest is streaming with you guys. So yeah. Iceman's asking, has the Wicked Weekly dropped? I put a Wicked Weekly up yesterday morning. So that is going on. Now, if you meant to say the Wicked Inside, which is coming from the devs, that is going up here in roughly 20 minutes, maybe a little bit more than 20 minutes. I've got the page up. We're gonna watch it, and I'm hoping for patch notes, because patch notes would mean the update is tomorrow. If we don't get patch notes today, we could get it tomorrow. And I hope that if nothing else, they do announce a release for this. Man, I think there's a good odds that some of you guys are going to get a gifted member because they could easily be like, it's next week, which again, put it in June, let us play. I'm looking forward to it, but obviously they want to make sure that it's absolutely balanced in so much. Diesel says, dude, I love playing on this on GeForce Now and through Apollo on my desktop to my Steam Deck. And they also have a native GeForce Now app on Steam Deck, if you guys haven't seen that news. Also, I have a Logitech G Cloud, which I do. The only downside, that's the thing, I've pre-Switch 2 coming out. And I got to actually send this one in for repairs because the bottom apparently is all messed up, so it won't go into the dock. But if they updated the Switch 2 so I could connect to GFN and stuff like that, I don't think I need another handheld in my life. I think I'd be set. However, I am looking forward to, and will hopefully be securing myself a Xbox ROG Ally X maybe sometime later this year. I think it's going to be really cool. Wicked Build says, if the Crucible update is in here, it would be great. What are you expecting for the Crucible update? Because we do know more modes and things like that are coming, but I would generally be curious. Yeah, Nintendo. Well, the hope, Iceman, is that because their close partnership with Nvidia for the Switch 2, maybe there's a number in my mind. There's a number that I think can be agreed upon, but I don't know if Nvidia finds, would find it agreeable, right? At some point, a check, or, I would assume they'd want some of that reoccurring revenue for the subscription to GFN. I always am hopeful, but also the pragmatist in me is I don't expect it to happen. Will the Crucible be easier after this update? Trip wants to know. Honestly, I think yes, but not because they're making it easier, but because we're getting the realm tiers. And on top of that, that we're also having the gym reslotting for certain like there's some things that are happening that I think when it comes to your build and how you play, that it's going to make it easier. And so even from a quality of life perspective, all of that makes the game easier. But also that's where I'm excited to see what they with the first iteration of realm tiers. And because we know this is going to be a precursor to custom realms, which we talked about in the last Wicked Weekly, going over the third person view that that Thomas showed off. It's like, yeah, imagine setting a realm where it's like, yeah, this is a third person realm. So that way it's like as the players, you have a lot of control, or you could turn on and off features, much like they do like with Enshrouded and Pal World, like being able to really truly customize your games. Now, Shefram says attribute rework in this update. If by attribute rework, we're talking like you're thinking the job system, and that's kind of just what we're using. It's a class system. They'll probably call it class. I don't know if they could get away with calling them jobs. But no, that the job system in and of itself, expect Combat 2.0 milestone update. Let's talk a little bit about the milestone updates specifically, because like no matter what, like if you've just started following the game or if you've been following for a long time, there obviously have been changes in what we expect with the roadmap. We've got the breach that is out. The next milestone update is the co-op update. So the update that is here is in response to the massive amount of feedback. So I could kind of see it working like this in a way, meaning you have a milestone update, breach. You have a refining update, breach refined. You have the co-op update, for lack of a better term. Then you have the like co-op update refined. Like they do like, hey, let's listen to the feedback. Let's take it in. Let's prioritize where the need is and do an update. So I could see that kind of cycle, but that still means the milestone updates are co-op is what's next, followed by and this is what's been stated by the devs, the sanctuary update, which means that's a big systems pass. That's the farming. That's, going into the olive sanctuary. And I'm with people. Like I'd love to see, especially in like Marion Village, if all of a sudden we can get a house there and, we can do various things. I'd love to see that. But that would be the sanctuary update, which is to follow the co-op update. And then the last stated milestone update that we know of would be the Combat 2.0, which is where I would expect the job system and attribute rework. There might be some attribute reworking, like stat prioritization and things like that. We will be getting quite a bit of stuff in on this update. And also, thank you to, why can I not read that name? Whoever just hit the subscribe button here on YouTube. Thank you so much for doing that very thing. Wikibale says, I'm just hoping the Crucible update is included because Thomas has been talking about it becoming more and more fleshed out and roguelike. We know more content and multiplayer is months away. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. I don't want to give you false hope or anybody false hope because I can't recall right now off the top of my head any real deep dives into kind of changes with the Crucible. There might be some adjustments to how it's set up, but right now I just don't see that being included. We do know new modes are coming, and honestly it'd be really cool to see if they were able to insert a new mode into the Crucible, give people another thing to kind of check out. And that's one of the things that he said he wanted to get in the Crucible update, and that's where I was hoping they were going to do another update after the Crucible update, but obviously everything was kind of up in the air and going through it. Wait, I thought I was already subbed, Dark Cloud says. Yeah, that's the thing, guys. If you guys enjoy the content, the subscription is free. It's a YouTube thing. It just means follow. If you're on Twitch, it's free to follow. These streams are brought to you ad-free. So if you're on YouTube, you should not be getting ads. If you are, please let me know. Like I don't want your viewing experience to be impaired. And that's that's really just as thanks to the channel members and like we had Tip just became a member yesterday, as well as the super chat. So like you guys, like there's no point in running ads. So I get annoyed. Now, if you have YouTube Premium, you'll be like ads. I was like, man, I was not logged into YouTube the other day, and the amount of ads that were just thrown my way, I was like, oh my goodness, that's annoying. So ideally, you should not be getting interrupted with any ads here on the YouTube side. Game story mode complete or not? No, it is not complete. The complete story, and I want to preface the complete story is that this is the Fellowship of the Ring to their epic. So when 1.0 is out, when the story what we consider this game complete that we're playing right now, when it's out, that's when we're going to see that completed aspect of the story. However, there is still more to come even after that. And so if you kind of think of the current state of when we get to release, you'll see that. Will there be an addition to the map? I don't think you can expect new zones. Sometimes they do a little polish in different areas and open up new pathways and stuff like that for certain areas. And we've seen that happen from time to time. But in terms of whole zones, we're not going to get that with the Breach Refined. Most likely that might pair with maybe the multiplayer, but I wouldn't expect it. But then essentially maybe with Sanctuary, but definitely with 1.0. Like we've shown off the map in the past, and honestly, that might be something kind of good to kind of revisit in terms of a video, because there's been a lot that we're sharing here, and we share, of course, over the course of Wicked Weeklies. But we could talk about like, hey, what's all still to come with No Rest for the Wicked, and hopefully give people, that level of detail. Soda says, my hypothesis is that co-op will be in October. That's honestly a realistic expectation. I maybe we'll probably see co-op, and I'm really hoping if I do not currently have access or inside access. I've been given it for the Breach, but I was given it like the day before it went live, which was unfortunately not enough time to actually make content for you guys on, just because that's like, hey, life with a family, right? But I do hope that, and he has already talked about they're opening up to get more people to kind of play test that build, and that would happen much, much sooner. So I kind of expect some people might be stepping into multiplayer, because the devs have already been testing it out this entire time. It already exists, but stepping into multiplayer in July, August, and if it's ready, maybe September, but October. I think October at the latest for the multiplayer update. Most likely September. August would be really kick-ass. I was originally like, well, it'll be late July, but here we are. We're almost to July, and here we're waiting for the Breach Refined, which I really, really do hope that they release on Thursday. Now, what would be awesome is if it's out now, right? Now, unfortunately, if that is the case, we will just cover the patch notes. I'll have to go back to work because that's just what I do. So, yeah. All right, let's see here. Do you think the game releases on all platforms sometime in 2026? Right now, I'd put that odds at 60%. 60% release on all platforms 2026. And I'll adjust that percentage up or down as this year goes along, because if we get, let's say, Sanctuary in, let's say the spring, right? So we get the multiplayer update maybe like October, then November, December, January, February, if that's when we're seeing Sanctuary, I would anticipate that we would see combat, the combat update 3 to 4 months after that. And then, 3 to 4 months after that, you start if you start pushing into December of 2026, honestly, it's just better to wait till at least January or February. And so then you could see it push into 2027. But I'll keep you guys up to date, because as they release updates and as they communicate, that kind of, I do get the sense of what we're looking at, and that, and I do like to I'm probably too aggressive on my estimates. So it's all right, I'm hopeful that it's at a minimum this, but most likely you want the team to be able to cook. What's the estimated release date for 1.0? If they can hit September 2026, I think that would be ideal. Otherwise, you probably want to push to February 2027. That's, we'll see. If they give it to me sooner, I will not be upset. Jacob says, just wanted to hop by and say that you're doing a great job with promoting the game, and they're doing an awesome job. Dude, thanks so much for stopping in. James with the 2027 question mark over on Twitch, man. Howdy, James. Yeah, we want them to cook, right? Because as much as it sucks to wait, it's not especially if we're I want to play, I want to keep playing, but I'm kind of if you're getting that burnout level, yeah, like take a step back. I know it's like that's not what anybody wants to hear, but that's just the reality of being a part of an early access game. No point in getting like letting it kind of get frustrated. Roughly about 10 minutes, and the Wicked Inside should be up, so we'll be hanging out and watching that. Dark Clouds, this is my go-to channel for Wicked game news. Thank you. I really appreciate the support. I'm glad so many of you guys have taken a chance on the content, and I really hope that you keep enjoying it. I love making it. Like, I'm just a fan. I love hyper fixating in on like one game and just be like. Now I will be covering Light No Fire on this channel as well, so there isn't any news on that at all. And I was trying to think today, like, what would I call the Light No Fire Weekly or the the Fire Fridays? I don't know. I was just kind of brainstorming in a fun and interesting way. Wagner says, hello, I'm Brazilian and I'm very interested in this game, and your channel is one of the best that presents the game. I'm going to take advantage of the Steam promotion, and it's all your fault. Dude, hey, for being a gamer in Brazil, I think you deserve kudos, Wagner. Like what I hear from the amount gaming costs down there, light my fire. James, I might have to do that. Welcome to Light My Fire. Oh man, that's so funny. What's up, Doom? How you doing? Yeah, this is fun. Like I like you guys get to go back to work. I was like, I've been up working since 7. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take an hour. I'm not gonna be at this meeting, because we got No Rest for the Wicked. We got an update, hopefully. Ooh, Ed just got their first hours in playing. And also, as Chad has kind of already alluded to, the game, I think, is on discount. Let me pull up Steam again. Steam. Where'd you go? Ah, there we are. All right, let's go to the store page. You page. That is not my birthday. My birthday is in July, but I'm just lazy and I don't change that. Yeah, 30% off. 30, like, I honestly think this will be the lowest price anybody sees for No Rest for the Wicked. We've been doing game giveaways, by the way, so for those of you who are like watching this and you're like, I haven't decided if you don't go in here, generally with the live streams that I've been doing, we're not going to do that today, I'm so sorry, but with the live streams, who knows, maybe if you guys, we'll talk about it as a community. Trying to get more and more people into this game. What's up, Mark, aka Late to the Game Dude? How are you, sir? Have you headed out to the beach yet? I know you're not going to be on the pod this week, but yeah. All right, sweet action. YouTube. Speaking of the pod, just in case anybody's curious, we've been rebranding it. It's Gaming Roundtable now. I'll put the link. Yeah, there we go. If you guys are curious and you want to check out the pod, it's that you people have already been supporting it, like in terms of that, which is great. YouTube wants me to run ads, and I say no. But if you guys would love, we're rebranding it from Crystal Core Radio into Gaming Roundtable. It's more apt to what the podcast has begun. We will be talking about some Final Fantasy 14 this week. I know there's been a lot of drama. I got a lot of DMs about it. And so I just actually posted a video up over on Ginger Loves MMOs. And yeah, it's just kind of talking about it. So anyway, if you're ever curious, we live stream the pod on Fridays at noon. Would love to see you over there. So it's a live show every Friday, and then you can always watch the VODs, or you can download the pod wherever you listen to your podcasts. Philippe says, just started playing this game and loving it. Oh, it is so good. Like, even after 220 hours, like, I'm still just like, yeah, I want to keep playing. That's actually kind of the hardest thing. People are like, hey, are you going to play Dune, or are you going to play this? It's like, if I get time, but then if I sit down to play, I'm like, no rest. Oh, yeah. With regards to a wipe, do I think it could be possible to have a chest on your character to carry costs rather than lose everything and start again? put so many hours in to it so far. So there shouldn't be another wipe until 1.0. And is that possible? Yes. But when we think of the development concerns, why would you do a wipe outside of just being a jackass? Well, imagine if all the various different perks and various different values have all changed. So you can have to do a loop through everybody's gear and then make these various adjustments, and you might not like the result, because sometimes the answer can't be like, keep this old stuff, because in terms of kind of game balance and direction, you run into that. So that's where wipes make sense. They suck regardless, but they make sense. But if there isn't a wipe, there is not a wipe with Breach Refine. There shouldn't be a wipe with Co-op. There should not be a wipe with Sanctuary. I could see them doing a wipe with the Combat 2.0. However, there shouldn't be a wipe because Thomas has said that not until 1.0. And I think with 1.0, because it's going to open up the game with crossplay, cross progression across all the different consoles as well, I think wiping that at that time makes sense. So I do think there's only one more wipe in our future. I really hope that is in fact the case, but we will see for sure. Him says, hey man, just an idea one to share. When the co-op releases, you can collaborate with content creators like Asmongold. It will help out this channel a lot. I don't know. I had specifically because Asmongold has reacted to several of my videos in the past, and it's actually hurt my channel multiple times. Not because he didn't like what I had to say, but I don't make enough content. So I asked him, I was like, please wait at least a week to react. He hasn't reacted to any of my content since. So honestly, I think that's fine. But I know that becomes a bigger, crazier discussion because everybody views React content in this massively positive way. And it's not necessarily the case. The more that you get reacted to, especially by a big creator, people tend to kind of just wait and watch the reactions. And so you actually see a diminishing return. Josh Strife Hayes has talked about this impact as well. So it's like, I think the solution is what YouTube needs to treat React content like it treats all of their big branded, business clients, which basically they do. Like we see it right now with music on YouTube, where they do this kind of what I call what they call the revenue share model. And for me, it's not even about the revenue. It's about the engagement. So like if somebody like Asmongold did a reaction and they liked it, it got a lot of watch time. It would be cool if some of that engagement basically just automatically applied to the core video, thus pushing out the original video to more and more people who might be interested in, maybe don't even like Asmongold, right? And they just want to like, oh, this is an interesting video. And I think that would be something really, really enjoyable. But it's going to be interesting. I don't know if you guys have been seeing like the H3H3 like pushing out the lawsuit, in terms of kind of React content where somebody's like, I'm going to react to this, and they like leave the room. Like what we saw with XQC. It's like, yeah, I think there's an interesting line. It's going to be interesting to see what all follows from this. Mark says, could it an option in the video upload section? Does this content reference another video already on YouTube? If yes, enter in here. That would solve so much of it, Mark. Because if you were able to link like a video and then somebody reacting to it, like then the original creator, because like, the only option you have as a creator right now is to strike the video, which is makes you a pariah, right? Like people have tried to strike some of my videos. We talked about that because they didn't like what, and I would always just kind of do a clip and they'd be like, and it's like, no, YouTube has, upheld and struck down them because guess what? Fair use, very clear fair use. But yeah, I think if we were able to link the videos, that would be really ideal. They usually, Asman and his team does a really good job at linking the video in the description, but still and I did the math. I kind of broke it down. Like this was a couple years ago, cause I was very generally curious about getting like, what's the impact? At first is very positive. And then over time it diminishes, and roughly you get around 1 to 3% engagement throughput, which is great. But that's also the standard for me to say, hey guys, go check out the podcast channel. roughly 1 to 3% of you guys do. And that's just how it is. It's like, you know, the call to action, getting somebody to hit a like, to leave a comment, to hit that subscribe button. Yeah, it's not 100%. But it is, like, if you say it, the impact that it has is really, really good. All right, I'm going to refresh the page and see if it's up yet. Not yet. Not yet. 1 minute hype for freaking sure. Let me see. Is the Discord up? Oop. Let's see if they posted it. Official news. Not yet. Okay. Cool. You guys, also, if you want to, you know, outside of the content, if you want to jump in the Discord, top link in the description should get you there. That, or I think this should work. Discord should generate the link. So if you guys want to jump on in, there you go. They lied to you. That's just 10 o'clock now, so that was 1 minute hype refresh. Don't know if it's scheduled. Dude, shape shifting. Oh, I'm very interested in Necromancer. I love pet classes. I'm excited that that's going to be making its way in, but yeah, give me a druid. Like, let's go. Check the live tab. That's 1 year ago, but thank you. I think it's going to be a video. I'm going to keep the Discord up in case they pop in the update. Got a couple DMs. Let me check those real quick. Awesome. Uploaded to 4K. $8 a.m. PDT, which would be 10 a.m. CST, 11 a.m. Eastern. It is. Let me just check, make sure it is. In fact, I think it is. I work in Eastern time. Copy this. Should probably let people in Discord know. Ooh. All right, what was that? All right, new follows. We got Frank Mann and Dak Newcomb. Thanks for the follow over on Twitch. All right. Oh, another man. Kai Ross. Welcome in. Let's go. I'll check the live tab again. I doubt it'd be live. It's filmed and edited. I could see it being a premiere. All right, we wait. Got to be any minute now. Is it up on? Oh, good check. Let me let's go back to the original post here. Discord. Boom. All right. Yeah, Twitch Moon Studios. No, not yet. I wonder if that, yeah, I guess because you could on Twitch run like it technically as a premiere. SAG, yes. All right. Nothing on Twitter yet. Nothing on the Discord. This is the time. Let's see if anybody's chatting. Any update? All right. That's a chat in Discord. I'm like, I'll just share this. Like, it's a maybe July 25th. Oh man, this is the most reacted comment I've ever seen on the Discord. Oh man, way to go! Thanks, guys. He shouldn't be. Like, that's like, it's wild that he's up when, you know, like when we hung out at 3. It's like, good night. They stole a large sum of money and ran away. That'd be the weirdest con. Like, hey, oh man, you created something beautiful. People are really liking it. And they're like, we're out. It's like, oh, thanks guys. That would be a grift in my mind, I think. Rearrange these windows again. Oh, wrong window. Boom. Hey, bro. Thanks for the follow. All right, cool. Got my window staggered. War Soup. I know that people like Microsoft keeps begging them to make Ori 3. Well, Godly, you're not technically, well, I mean, they're technically late, so you're right on time. Let's see here. Let me go out to the official website as well. Let's see if they posted that. There we go. Okay, nothing is up on the forums yet. And we're getting a lot of follows over on Twitch. Thanks, guys. Welcome in. If you guys are generally curious, my name's Brian. I am a video game nerd. I got 6 kids at home, and today is actually move back home day. We've been doing a huge home remodel, so y'all have seen me a little bit more. Generally, 4:30 in the morning Saturdays is when I stream. And then yeah, I just make videos here on the YouTube side. Hello, Feldelif. I don't know if they're doing a stream. I mean, they could do a premiere, right? But I have Moon Studios up over here as well. So, and that's the last one. So we just waiting. Oh, it's Jacka from YouTube. All right, cool. Thank you. Oh, man, I tell you, it would be, you know, it would be so helpful. It's just like in my mind, because like just being able to like, okay, this, I am this, you know, this is me across all of these platforms. So that way it just becomes easy. But thank you. Thanks for coming over and checking out on Twitch. I love people over on Twitch. Just note, Twitch forces you to run ads. YouTube at least gives me the option to say no. So I do apologize for anybody over there who gets ads. However, we are really close to a member goal of you know, we're at 1625. So for every 25, I gift out 5, and whoever hits it gets it. So if YouTube gets it, 5 members on YouTube. If Twitch gets it, 5 subs, the naming conventions, follows and subs and members, like, drives me nuts. Maybe somebody made a mistake converting time zones. At least if they did it, thank goodness it wasn't me, because I was like, okay, 10 a.m. PDT, 11 a.m. EST, that's 10 a.m. CST, and it is 10:08 CST. So, but it is possible because they are in other zones. We just end up hanging out for hours, shooting and talking, and then it's like, all right, I do have to go back to work probably at a minimum within an hour. So it says, I think Thomas is in the bathroom. Austria is weird. You're having a panic attack? Need a beer? Yeah, that or just focusing on breathing. Drink water only after the video's up. Actually, where is my water? 1 second. I'm out of coffee. All right. I finished my coffee, but now I got water. William says, do you think they will shadow drop the patch for the upcoming stream summer sale tomorrow? I that's what I've been banking on. And in fact, if I'm wrong, I'm going to gift out members here on the channel. Because yeah, I think that makes the literal most sense. All right. Any official news? We live in the Matrix anyway. Boom City. Oh, I should probably share the stream over in Wicked Creators as well. Mm-hmm. Boom City. All right. Zunan, thanks for the follow. Yes. I love it. I love it. Let's oh, that's so funny. Let's review bomb this game because of the late street showcase. Oh, that's funny. That's true. Oh goodness. All right, refreshing. All right, checking live, checking videos. All right. Kutula85 says, I haven't tried the game out yet, but this update seems like the perfect time to jump in. Not only that, let me try to give you the sales pitch here. Not only that, but I think right now is the cheapest you're going to see this game for a long time. We know when the game fully releases, the price will go up. Thomas has communicated that they're going to sell it maybe at that $60 mark. I don't know. They might go a little higher. I think 60 would be a really good way to release this game when it's fully released. So for $27.99 US right now, like this is a really freaking good deal. Oh, Thomas put up a message on okay, hold up. On Discord. Technical difficulties, please stand by. Okay, yes. I'm gonna keep reacting. All right, boom, King Heart. Got my emote react in there. Okay, cool. I wonder then if they do premiere it as a live or something like that. Southern Ranger says, hey big brother, how you doing, my friend? Dude, I'm doing really good. Really doing good. Is that a command? Let me see if that's even a command. No. Oh, Twitch is live? Yes. Okay, cool. Let's can I not rewind? Why is it's muted.
Some scaling wasn't quite right, but thanks to your feedback, we were able to identify the problems quickly and shipped 4 hotfixes right after launch to stabilize balance and clean up the rough edges. But while those fixes were going out, and while we are already hard at work on our multiplayer co-op update, we also wanted to perfect what we had started with the breach. A full patch that directly responds to your requests,
let's go,
suggestions, and feedback. Today, I'm happy to show you what's coming for the breach Refund. One of the most requested features was giving players more control over difficulty.
Select your path.
We decided to introduce realm tiers.
This looks so good.
You'll now be able to choose between multiple difficulty settings for your realm, making Wicked more approachable for new players, while also offering an even greater challenge for those who want it. When creating a realm, players will now be able to choose their own path.
Woo.
The
Yeah,
path
this
of the Torn
tiers
makes things more forgiving. Enemy health and damage are tuned down, and combat is a bit more relaxed. Players who have always been struggling with No Rest for the Wicked ought to find the right experience for them right here.
There you go.
The Path of the Chosen is the experience you've come to know and love. It represents the challenge we think most players are seeking. The Path of the Unspoken
Yeah.
is aimed to turn things up to 11. More aggressive enemies,
Woo!
and combat requires more of a dance with your foes. Your life will be harder, but in some ways also more rewarding.
That looks
You'll be
awesome.
able to switch your tier at any time from the newly introduced Realms menu, so you're always in control of how tough your run should be.
That Realms menu is going to be real important, especially as we get into it. Utility rooms and
In
fast
our
travel.
current
Let's
life
go.
Builds, utility runes like Damage Surge and Heal Aura had to be slotted into a weapon, which wasn't ideal. For the Breach Refined, you can now equip up to 4 utility runes directly on your character.
Sweet.
So if you want to throw down a heal after a fight, or light up a pitch-black dungeon with Illuminate, you can now do that without first juggling your weapon loadout. It feels really simple and elegant. You will now
I like
also
this. I like
start
this
with
a lot.
the heal rune equipped by default. This way, players can choose to heal either with focus or through consumables right away. We've also made some major changes to our fast travel mechanics.
Ooh, marketplace.
We're
Whoa.
introducing Elder Whispers. These are your key travel hubs. You can fast travel between them freely. And if that still isn't enough for you, we're also introducing a whole new feature, Whisper Offerings.
Ooh.
You can now make offerings at all non-Elder Whispers to unlock fast travel.
That's like what I was
on
talking about in
those
the
as well.
video, and I was glad that
And
I'm
as
glad
you
they're
might
clarifying
imagine, we have a lot of things planned for Whisper Offerings, but we'll leave that for future content.
that. Yes. That's going to be really nice.
We heard you. Gems are rare, and nobody wants to lose one just because they changed gear. So in Breach Refined, you can now destroy and extract gems that you slotted into your gear. Destroying the gem will simply remove it from your item. Extracting the gem means you'll get the gem back, but on common and masterpiece gear, the item stays intact upon extraction.
Nice.
On magical, plagued, and unique gear, the item will break upon gem extraction.
Oh, wow.
We think that's a fair trade.
Yeah.
And it gives
What do y'all think
players
about that?
way more freedom to swap builds without losing valuable upgrades. We have
Thanks, guys,
also
for the
added ledge
58 likes,
protection.
by the way.
Yes, we've heard all of your complaints. You're out and about or deep inside the Crucible. You launch into a heavy attack and bam, you fling yourself off a cliff. Well, for Breach Refined, we took care of this issue. Your character will now always stop right before they fling themselves off ledges.
Okay.
Another common frustration
I'll accept
was
it.
fall damage, so we've reduced fall damage overall. You still can survive a drop from 3 stories up, but you won't lose tons of health just for misjudging a ledge either.
Yes, I'm excited about the range gameplay changes.
One of the more controversial changes in Breach was constraining ranged actions around focus. And yeah, we get it. Players wanted to play as archers or spellcasters without gating every shot behind a resource meter. So for Breach Refined, base spells and bows now use stamina again. Damage and range on these are tuned down a bit. Arrows now need to be charged to get the full
Oh,
effect.
I love that line.
But overall, this brings back the fluidity and pacing you loved pre-Breach, while still keeping things balanced.
I love that. I love that.
And we have also improved combat responsiveness across the board. You can now change targets during attack windups, which makes fighting groups of enemies feel way more responsive. Especially when you're weaving between enemies and looking for openings. Another piece of feedback we got: hey, I climbed that ledge, dodged 2 traps, and got a single mushroom for all my trouble. Well, that's fixed. In this patch, we're attacking these hard-to-reach spots and making sure the loot matches the effort. Expect better gear, materials, and surprise finds.
Nice. That
We
hopefully
also
is going
did
to
a
help out
full
with
pass on
gems.
bounties and challenges. We added more variety and removed some stale or underused challenges.
Tutorials,
We
gathering, and
studied how
housing
new
polish.
players engaged with the Breach update and added new tutorials,
Nice.
revised early quests,
They told me to wait out here.
and introduced more context prompts. The idea is that you shouldn't need to tab out to a wiki just to understand how Wicked systems work. Gathering has always felt a bit flat, so we've spiced things up there as well. When farming a resource, you will now gain focus and experience, just like you would while fighting an enemy. And on top of that, we've added timing mechanics. Press the interact button the moment your tool hits the resource, and you'll get a bonus. More focus, more loot.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Last but not least, storage quality of life. Every container in Wicked now comes with its own little carpet that features various logos.
Oh, that's
this
awesome.
ought to make it way simpler to quickly see where you store
it's actually integrated into the chest.
Gear,
I thought it was a separate thing.
So
oh, that's great.
So no more guessing which chest holds your resources and which one's got your food.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that about wraps it up. The Breach Refined is a massive response to your feedback, from utility runes and realm tiers to gem extraction and gathering improvements. This patch
most
makes
likely
the rest of the Wicked
2026
smoother, more flexible, and more fun to explore. And what we've shown so far was only the tip of the iceberg. We're continuing to listen, and your feedback keeps making Wicked better and better.
Now,
Let us know
classes
how
will
these
be
changes
with
feel,
the combat
and stay
milestone
tuned
update.
for even more coming down the line. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back in your Solar Sacra.
Yeah. When? Beautiful music. I think they... June 26th! Boom, baby! Yes! I'll hold on to my gifting of members. Is it like on repeat? Is it on repeat? Oh, no, I guess maybe it was. But no longer on repeat. Holy freaking holy molies, dude. Oh, this is great. This is freaking awesome. All right, that is tomorrow, June 26th, guys. June 26th. We called it. For those of you also, I see people like, hey, we didn't get any classes. Be sure to follow over on YouTube. I've been covering this. I'm trying to keep as many people educated as when to expect these things. Classes, aka what I call the job system. That is not going to be until much later into the Combat 2.0 update. They might start to sprinkle some stuff in with more of the other milestone updates. That has yet to be seen, but whoo, yeah. So that's great. Oh man, that if they went next week, it would really make me push my estimates of the multiplayer update out further. But woohoo, man, that gives me a level of satisfaction. And thank you guys so much for the 71 likes. Boom shaka freaking laka. Boom shaka laka. All right, let me check the Discord. Discord, there we go. All right, official news. All right, see you here, YouTube. That's just the Twitch. This probably means the patch notes would be tomorrow. Let's see if they've got it up at all, like with the patch notes. Because that's one thing I'd love to go with you guys over live, but if it ends up not working out, well, obviously I'll make a video about that for you guys as well. All right. The respec is there. The thing they're adding, respec already exists, Joy. The thing they're adding is the ability to unsocket the gem. And so you get to keep the gear if it's a masterworked or a unique, and enchanted and cursed. You better pick your gem right the first time, because otherwise it's going to be, you'll have to destroy the piece of gear to get the gem back. Guys, they did all this in like 1 to 2 months for summer sale. Give them some more time, please. 100% agreed with William. William is spot freaking on. Oh yeah, multiplayer I think is going to be really great for the game. This in and of itself is like, isn't going to be like, it isn't what I don't qualify this as a milestone update. I qualified it as a really good update. One that I think a lot of people are going to get a lot of value out of. I know I myself am, especially when it comes to ranged gameplay. That's going to be really nice. Lots of quality of life. And for those of us who want obviously more story, more of that, yeah, that's still coming. So we don't have to worry about that too much. All right, guys. The hour is upon us. No patch notes to review with you guys, so I don't want to waste any more of y'all's time. Thanks for giving me some of your time today. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video and or not. But if you're looking for a little bit more content from me, let's go Ginger Loves MMOs. Loves MMOs. I think that's it. Hey, yes. I've been getting a lot of DMs today. I've been getting a lot of talk, and for those of you who ever like maybe watched any of my Final Fantasy content, this is my MMO channel. I post to it when I want, so it's pretty relaxed. I'd love it if you guys go give this video some love, because that would be really great. I published it specifically as to not notify subscribers because, you know, like MMO, culture is pretty tribal, but a lot of interesting things and frustrations people are having with the current state of Final Fantasy 14. So I'd love it if you guys, if you're looking for something else to watch and you want to continue to hear my voice, well, there you go. But beyond that, I think it's time that we bid each other farewell. Hopefully I will see you guys fairly soon. And if you want to be more connected, check the top link in the description. Jump in the Discord. Would love to have you there. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. But until next time, everybody, love you very much. God bless you. And